All right, I thought we'd never get back to this. It's time for On Point Live with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater. I'm Michael Horn, but I'll tell you the stars of our show. We got the fearless quarterback, the guy who led the Los Angeles Rams in Super Bowl 14 in 1979 with that cannon arm of his. Talking about number 15, Vince Ferragamo. Welcome, Vince. How you doing?
Great, Michael. Thank you. Had a big week this last week, so excited for all the blessings that we had.
You had a huge week.
Wow.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Alongside him, we got the Hall of Famer himself, 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time MSC NFC Champion Lineman of the Year, known as the Energizer Bunny everywhere he not only went, but where he goes now. Number 78, Jackie Slater. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling good. Ready to go for another great On Point Live. Going to have Jerry Haines joining us from Harmony Cheese. Going to find out what's going on. But Vince, there's some additions to your family now. Is that correct?
Yes, and my youngest daughter, Jenna, who lives up in Brookings, Oregon, just had twins. Vince and Stella, named after my mom and dad, obviously, and they were. Stella was the firstborn, so she kicked Vince out of the way, right?
Right.
8 pounds 5 ounces, and Vinny was little, 7 pounds 13 ounces. Jackie, healthy baby, so I was blessed.
That's over six. That's almost like having one 16-pound baby.
All natural childbirth, Jackie.
Oh, my goodness.
And you know Jenna, my youngest daughter.
Oh, my goodness.
She's as tough as they come. So, boy, I'll tell you what. And now she has 4 children, three boys.
3 boys.
I was the youngest of a family of 4, and 3 boys in my family. I was youngest, and 1 daughter, and they have 1 girl, 3 boys. So
is the girl the youngest of the family?
No, the girl was born
you said
before,
she was
right
born
before Vince
yeah.
was. So he's the youngest, and so we'll see what happens.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, you know, we not only have a radio show here, but we have our On Point Live video podcast, and with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater. Jackie, you, of course, are sporting something new. What's with that jacket? Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yes, I was feeling
pretty.
I was feeling pretty good about myself after this past week. We were in Canton, my wife and I, for the Hall of Fame ceremonies, and got to see Jared Allen and Eric Allen and Sterling Sharp and Antonio Gates go into the Hall of Fame. It was just a fun week, and you always enjoy seeing guys that you looked up to that are in the Hall of Fame. So that's
the first time I've ever seen that Hall of Fame tie, Jack. It looks
Is that
great.
right?
Boy,
Well, thank you.
Very
Thank
nice.
you very much.
You're looking good.
Who put the number 78 on there? It looks very good. I love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking some cheese and a whole lot more. Email these guys, onpoint@crntalk.com, onpoint@crntalk.com. You're with On Point Live. Stay with us. Welcome back to On Point Live with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, on.point.live. Don't forget our website, onpointlive.net, and our great sponsors, including the one and only harmonycheese.com. Now, Vince Ferragamo, Jackie Slater, to prove that we have a great sponsor, we brought him along with us here today. We got this guy is one of the all-time greats. Not only a cheese expert, by the way, they call him not the chief executive officer, the cheese executive officer, the founder, the CEO of Harmony Cheese, Jerry Haines. Jerry Haines, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, thank you, and I'm going to keep that name now. So that's our new name. So
Yeah, keep it on that.
Cheese operating
Cheese executive.
officer. That's me.
Yeah, but I believe that he's.
Officer.
I believe Michael. He's called the Big Cheese at Harmony Cheese.
The big cheese.
He's the Big Cheese. All right. But Jerry, what's the weather like back in Green Bay right now? The Packers are doing pretty good in preseason. Tell us about it.
Okay. Well, the weather here, believe it or not, we had some enormous hot weather the last few weeks. It just chilled down to 70 degrees. And it's been raining the last 2 days. We've had a lot of rain. It's been a weird summer, very hot weather, a lot of rain. But Packers are looking so. I don't know. The first game they didn't look so hot, but they came back last week and they looked a lot better. And our quarterback got hurt, so he's on injured reserve right now for the first game of the year. He broke his thumb on his left hand. Not a throwing hand.
Well, that's a good thing. It's not a throwing hand,
Right.
Jerry, because he can come back for that. Just cast it up a little bit. That you're talking about Jordan Love?
Jordan Love, yes.
Whoa,
Yep.
man. Well, he'll be all right. He'll come back.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
good young quarterback
Yeah,
too.
they have high hopes in him this year.
I was surprised they didn't call you up, Vince, to come and fill in for coffee,
Hey, listen, don't let Vince fool you. He's got hip issues, shoulder issues, and even back issues. So we better leave him where he is right
just
now.
like Matthew Stafford, at least I don't need an epidural, though, Jackie. I'll be all right. I can get around.
Listen, Jerry, I wanted to ask you, and it's a little bit on a serious note. Harmony Cheese is, from what all I'm gathering, is rooted in Wisconsin pride. What makes Wisconsin cheese so special compared to a lot of the other regions that are producing cheese?
That is a great question, and I'm going to give you the best answer I can. And the reason is because our land and our farms, we produce some of the best milk. And it all depends on region. That's why cheese is different throughout the country, because they get fed different. But a lot of our cows are grass-fed, plenty of feed. It's kind of something that started years ago, and like anything like cheese, and I compare it with wine, Vince, no offense, that good products going in, good products going out. That's the main thing for it to Wisconsin. Having the milk to start out in great fresh milk, raised milk from Wisconsin cows is what makes this cheese the best it is.
It starts with the basics, doesn't it, Jerry? And Vince called you the big cheese at Harmony Cheese. What inspired you to take this company and just roll with it and get all the natural, wonderful products, the milk and everything together to make all sorts of different cheeses?
It was, what sold me on it was I tried their cheese, and I fell in love with their cheese like Jackie did. I'm like, I gotta. Remember that commercial years ago? I love the company so much, had to buy it, and that was my kind of thing. And I know cheese, and I love trying a lot of different style cheeses, and some of their cheeses was so phenomenal. I'm like, I gotta get this. We gotta get this out to the public, and that's why I purchased it. It was all because of what they were currently doing, and we of course raised it since then, trying to bring it in different types of cheese. But I mean, it's been amazing.
I got to ask you, I don't think there's any secret about the fact that I've told everyone that I love the Abergelli.
Really?
I mean, it's just absolutely.
Everybody know that here?
I mean,
Abergelli, is that Jackie's favorite?
Well, if we get any blocks of Abergelli, everybody just put that aside. That's for Jackie right there.
Settle down, everybody.
But I had another cheese of yours, Jerry, that
Really?
I just finished eating with some churros from Jack in the Box.
Wait, with what?
Churros.
Yeah,
pumpkin flavored churros.
Vince wants to take every piece of cheese that he eats and shred it and put it over some pasta or some over lasagna.
Yes.
I'm not like that. I'm going to put my cheese on some crackers, give me some vanilla wafers. I'm going to enjoy my cheese in the simplicity of itself. Now, but this is what I want to know, man. I had some six pepper cheddar. And it might be the best cheese I've ever eaten in my life. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, tell me about that. Where did the idea come from to come up with a cheese like that?
Well, that's funny. Actually, that came from a few people from Bree and our cheesemaker. Mm-hmm. And, everyone's got pepper jack, but they wanted to spice it up a little bit with different peppers and how do we get there different. And it was just a matter of upping the peppers, which you can taste. It's not overwhelming. But
no, it's not. It's not overwhelming.
It's just a perfect blend, and that's what basically goes with our cheesemaker, knowing what he does. Like, okay, well this is about the right amount. That was something we tried, and it just turned out so amazing. And you're right, Jackie. That cheese is so amazing.
It is.
It turned out so well. And
Hold on.
You know the beauty about pepper jack? You can put on anything.
Yes, I was just going to say that,
okay, Vince,
Jerry, because
Vince,
yes,
I have to ask this because
go ahead.
This six pepper cheddar, I think they stole it from you. Wasn't that the play you always used to call when it was fourth and long in the fourth quarter? The six pepper cheddar. As I recall, that was it, wasn't it?
That's it. Run as fast as you can, as far as you can. I'll throw it as far as I can, and we'll score a touchdown. Exactly. But Jerry, the idea of the six pepper cheddar, Jackie, is pairing is a key to anything that you eat. And I agree with you, Jerry, 100%, because you can apply this to so many different types of foods. I think of mac and cheese. There would be a spice, a little hot spice to it. How about tacos and nachos or something like that, Jackie? Just put that cheese on top. And, melting it, a great grilled cheese pepper cheddar would be awesome.
On some toasted Some toasted wheat bread, yeah.
But it's 6 pepper cheddar. So there must be 6 different flavors that are in this cheese, right, Jerry? Or am I
That
wrong?
is correct. Yes,
Okay.
there's 6 different peppers that got put together to come up with this cheese. And you can also put on burgers too. Remember that, guys.
Oh,
Burgers,
I forgot
pizza,
about that.
anything.
Cheeseburger.
On
Cheeseburger,
cheeseburgers,
yep.
this would be great. It's the Midwest, for God's sakes. My uncle, my cousins living in the Midwest. My family's from there. They're farming in Wisconsin. So, Jerry, tell the rest of the country there's really an authenticity when you are there in Wisconsin, going with the natural products, probably the best peppers you can find, and that makes Harmony Cheese a success. Where do we get this cheese? Where can we find it?
Oh, it's so easy. Just go on harmonycheese.com and you can order it and it gets sent right to you. Oh, the beauty is we're so far away, but yet we're close enough to get anybody what they're looking for on the cheese side.
So,
Well,
Jackie,
but Michael,
yeah.
we were up in Oregon, for the birth of my grandkids, and we went to the local market there, and they try to pride themselves in cheese, but nothing like Wisconsin cheese. And I mentioned to one of the cheesemakers behind the counter, I says, "Have you heard of Harmony Cheese?" And they go, "Harmony Cheese? Is that out of Wisconsin?" So they must have heard about it.
Yeah.
They're trying to pattern it after you, Jerry, but they don't do quite as good a job, I have to say.
I can't imagine.
It was really good.
I can't imagine.
I think it was the blueberry maple cheddar.
In the farmers market down there.
We should in Orange County.
In Orange.
Yes, I know.
Well,
that.
it's going to be the easiest way, as Jerry mentioned, go to harmonycheese.com. But Vince, you've loved the blueberry maple cheddar. You like the Merlot infused white cheddar.
Yeah,
you
I
like
that
anything Italian. How does this 6 pepper cheddar compare to these?
Well, it'll rival any of those cheeses. I mean, before we tasted the 6 pepper cheddar, I mean, obviously the maple blueberry was really a good one, and so was the Merlot and the Alberghelli. But the Merlot cheddar, white cheddar, was so good too. And again, my favorite, as Jackie knows, is the Parmesan cheese. That you just grate it, put it on the pasta, and Jerry, it does wonders to enhancing the flavors of all the foods that my wife cooks. So thank you so much.
And the Alberghelli goes well with the 6 pepper cheddar there as well too, Jackie?
Yes, Alberghelli goes well with just regular salt crackers. It goes well. You can put it on some doggone vanilla wafer. Do you know what a vanilla wafer is? It's a little round cookie
Sweet,
like
isn't
that,
it?
flat on
Kinda
one side,
sweet.
round on the other.
Like
Got
a
a little bit of
Little
sugar in
sweetness,
it.
yeah.
You can get your piece and cut it and put, and you can also just wrap some ham around it.
All right, go to
around it.
harmonycheese.com. It's where you're going to get it. We want you to taste it. We want you to email us. Tell us what you think about it. harmonycheese.com. Jerry Haines, you're the greatest. Thanks for being with us. harmonycheese.com. Welcome back. It's On Point Live with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater, talking about everything you want to know about football. On Point Live, check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, On Point Live with Vince and Jackie. Don't forget, we're on Instagram, on.point.live. Our great sponsor, and thanks to Jerry Haines, harmonycheese.com. And you can email us onpoint@crntalk.com. Our radio show, flagship station 790 KBC. Also on the Sports Byline Radio Network, CRN Talk Radio Network, and a whole lot more. All right, we're going to make you smile a little bit here, Vince Ferragamo. Kick it off with you. The big preseason is going. We've had one game. Oh, preseason's over? Oh, I guess so. Okay. So, Vince, so far in the long preseason, any favorite quarterback so far catching your eyes?
Well, certainly there have been, Michael. I have to tell you, although we don't see a lot of activity from some of the veteran quarterbacks, but I think that's beginning to change, I think, in the NFL, Jackie, because we've always talked about how important it is to prepare and get ready for the regular season. And the only way you can do it is go full speed and go full action. And to get that point,
you got to get knocked around.
You got to get the feel, and you got to get the timing down, and the camaraderie with the players and quarterbacks with receivers. And it only happens going full speed. You can do all the passing and 7-on-7 and doing it, with no contact.
Right.
That's one thing, but to actually get in game type experience and do it. And we see that now, and you're seeing more and more of the first team players playing again. We saw Joe Burrow play a lot in Cincinnati this past weekend. They look really good.
Why did they do that? Because the previous 2 years, he didn't play in the preseason, and he started the season nicked up and slow, and they got out to 0-2 starts 2 years in a row.
Right, exactly. And, that was a surprise, but I think it was enlightening to see that now because he wants to be ready. He's healthy. He's ready to play, and that's going to show signs early in the season. Again, we saw Bo Nix playing for Sean Payton. He's got another year of maturity. He's a little more comfortable in the system. Another year of the influence of Sean Payton with the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Makes wonders with the quarterback. You'll see a big production in his play this year.
An increase, I think.
And they have a great defense. Again, AFC West, be a tough division this year. Other quarterbacks that have impressed, Jackie, obviously Jackson Dart. The first-round draft pick from the Giants. The Giants are pretty much stacked with quarterbacks.
But Vince, are you a little bit surprised that Jackson Dart is going to start the season behind Russell Wilson?
I'm not surprised. I think Russell Wilson deserves to be the inherent quarterback to start, Jackie, because of his background and what he's been able to do and accomplish in the NFL. And I think he'd be a great learning experience for Jackson Dart. But I don't know how long that will last. I think they're pretty good, close. They compete for the same job, but they're still teammates. Mm-hmm. They respect one another, and I think that's what will make them both grow and become both better players. One will push the other. And I think Russell Wilson believes when he sees him play, he notices his talents, and they do exist, and they will help the team.
And
so he's a bright quarterback.
There's nothing that motivates a veteran ball player in any position than seeing some young upstart that's trying to figure it out behind him. That'll get you motivated to do your best, your very best work.
Jackie, Trevor Lawrence, you are talking before the show today. You think he's thriving under Liam Cohen. Tell us more.
Well, I think he's thriving under Liam Cohen because Liam Cohen has put him in a position to be quite successful. I mean, he's not holding on to the ball very long. The ball is coming out of his hands. Receivers are very aware of when to make their breaks, anticipating the ball coming out. And I think it takes away some of that hesitancy that you see in a lot of quarterbacks as they're trying to figure their guys out. These guys are given hard line direction as to when they make their breaks, how to come out of their breaks, what the defensive back is giving them, and then they're teaching him to know these same signs, and so they can get the ball out of his hands quickly. And I think that is one of the key things that's going to make their passing offense a whole lot better, man.
I did see them play, Jackie, in that preseason game, the last game, and Liam Cohen, you can really see the influence of what he's brought to this offense and the way Trevor Lawrence is playing. It's an inspirational offensive scheme and structure that really is exciting for these players. I just saw guys running wide open, easy movement, easy catches, passes, completions, run after the catch. They do it all, and it takes the ingenuity of a coach to implement that system and that structure.
Yeah, and
it makes a big difference.
We can talk about implementing systems and all of that, but the thing that propels teams to the next level in the running game, the passing game, is to see the genius of their coach putting him in a position to be successful.
Right.
And consistently, you see these guys grinning and laughing and having a good time because they know they can communicate with each other the fact that this guy's getting me open. I was wide open. He could have hit me too. You were wide. So that keeps, the excitement in the rank and files of their receivers, very high.
Well, you understand that the coach does put you in a position to make the play, and that requires coaching, being put in the right category, and the time and the experience of what you have to do, whether you're in the shotgun, whether you're under the center. And you see so much of that happening. Again, you see it from team after team. But then other quarterbacks, too, Jackie, that have been impressive is Shedeur Sanders as well. We thought him, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward with Tennessee would be pretty good draft picks this year, which they're starting to turn out to be. And we'll see. I mean, time will tell. But Shedeur Sanders is a good one, too.
Are you surprised at all? Shedeur, a couple of weeks ago, he played pretty much the whole game.
Yes.
And I thought he played well. I was surprised at some of the decisions that he made just looking at it. But do you think maybe now that he is oblique, he has strained his oblique and everything, do you think maybe now that strategically it is the best thing to go with Flacco instead of putting him in there as a starter right now?
Oh, sure. I think you need to rest him a little bit, get him prepared again. But I think Joe Flacco is the inherent quarterback with his experience, Jackie. He'll be the leader, QB1 at this point. But Shador has moved way up. He was the 5th-round draft pick. He's surpassed the other quarterbacks, Dylan Gabriel, and then Kenny Pickett's been hurt with his hamstring. So Kenny is a quality quarterback as well. So they're pretty stacked at that position. But I think you'll see Shador making his move. But he's a natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vince? How long is it going to take for Shador to get well to get a chance to start?
He'll be ready next week.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, at his age,
right.
Probably
you're ready to go.
Probably going to heal fast. But Vince, the one thing that oblique injury may given because nobody really wants to throw an upstart quarterback in the fire as soon as he would be placed in the fire, especially in that particular division. So it might be a blessing in disguise for Shador and the team not to feel the pressure to get him playing and him feeling like he's got to play because he's pretty good at what he does. Let him sit there for a month. Let him sit there and watch and learn.
He can learn. He can learn from
Still
Joe Flacco, from Kenny Pickett.
Still plenty to be learned.
Let him feel the pressure, but let me tell you where you are getting pressure. What do you think, Vince? Are there any trade partners out there? Anybody need some backup situations there? We haven't even started the season, and already some teams have backup quarterback problems.
Well, QB1s have pretty much been defined, but there's some teams that lack any backup ability in backup quarterbacks. San Francisco is one of them. They don't have anybody behind Brock Purdy.
But they paid
and
Brock.
the other one is the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Chargers let Easton
Raiders.
Stick go. Why would you let Easton Stick go? For example, he's now in Atlanta. All right, and then they took in the kid from what's his name?
Heineke.
Well, Heineke's been there, but then
Miller.
No, Trey Lance.
Oh,
Trey Lance is okay.
You disagree with me, but I thought he played well, Vince.
No.
The other thing about Trey Lance that made me feel encouraged was the fact that their offensive coordinator had Lamar Jackson at the Baltimore Ravens, and Trey Lance, I thought he did a good job with his arm, but he did an even better job with his legs.
He's not explosive enough, Jackie. He's not Lamar Jackson by any means. And Lamar Jackson's an accurate thrower.
But he's similar.
He can throw on the move.
He can run. He can outrun anybody. He can get their offensive coordinator in a play calling groove.
Well, Greg
that
Roman,
he's comfortable with.
I have my questions about Greg Roman and their defensive coordinator. As good as they've been in the past, okay, there's been plays that I've seen on the field against the Rams, the Chargers or Rams. Okay, they had Justin Herbert in the shotgun formation in the red zone trying to throw a fade route. That's never going to happen. The ball is thrown as a dart. It's too fast. It's delivered to the receiver. Receiver can't see where it is. Instead of under the center, you can release the ball quicker. You get a quicker release point. You get a better float on the ball, and it's more catchable in the end zone. And it doesn't get outside the end zone. So definite mistake just because of the formation.
So the mere fact that the offensive coordinator wanted to throw that pattern, which might not have been a bad idea, but from where he had his quarterback station, the mere fact that he had him there told you that was not a good plan.
Not possible. Cannot happen.
All right, the New York Giants, take a look there. What's going on? Starter Russell Wilson got some depth there at backup?
Yes, I mean, Jackson Dart, he's the guy. I mean, he's from Ole Miss. I mean, he's a quality quarterback, Michael, and you'll see a lot of stuff from him. He's been just tremendous so far. Every time he's on the field, he was called in one play. He used to go in there and, hey, get in there and throw a pass. He threw a 30-yard pass.
Well, he's standing on the sideline.
Yeah,
talk about that.
Ready to go
he's
in.
standing on the sideline, and then Dabo says, hey, let's go. You're in. Yeah. And then the kid asked him, are you serious? And he said, yeah, go in.
Yeah.
He went in, and the pass that he threw was a 30-yard gain that I believe Dabo knew that he was capable of doing that, throwing that pass probably as well as anybody. Well as anybody. So he's growing this kid up in little plays at a time, little situations at a time, and growing his trust too. Because the kid's going to know that Dabo's going to put him in a position to be successful.
All right, you can hear this show 5 times. Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, Eastern Time on CRN1. Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. And again, Sunday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. It's onpointlive.net. That's our website. Check us out on On Point Live with Vince and Jackie on our YouTube channel. Check out harmonycheese.com and email us onpoint@crntalk.com. Welcome back. It's On Point Live. Thanks so much for joining us. Check out our sponsor, harmonycheese.com. Email us any questions, comments you have. onpoint@crntalk.com. onpoint@crntalk.com. 790 KBC, our flagship radio stations around the country. Hello to Chicago, WRMN. It's Jackie Slater and Vince Ferragamo, both great Ram players. So, gentlemen, preseason time. How about that Chargers-Rams game? What'd you see? Start with you, Vince.
Well, Chargers-Rams game, I think Stetson Bennett really showed up. He's thrown almost 70% of his completions, played the entire game, both games, 5 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. And I think his calmness, his coolness under pressure, Jackie, whether it's coming from behind to throw a touchdown pass late in the game, making a third down play, making a scramble. I mean, he's intuitive. He thinks really ahead of his time. He's always, anticipating what the defense is in and reaction to it. And he comes up with all the right pulls and all the tricks. And I think he's played very well. But I think part of the game too, Jackie, is the way they implement their passing structure. They have plays that are structured, and there's a reason for it. And who's going to be open? If this guy's not open, we have choices. We have secondary choices. And they're very efficient. They've looked really well in both games this year.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And I think Sean McVay has proven time and time again that he is one of the best offensive minds in all of pro football, and certainly one of the best motivators of players. And I think that motivation comes through the presentation of just simple factual measures that's saying this is the best way to do this. And I think he gets a lot of buy-in really, really fast. But the interesting thing to me is to see the way he is bringing Bennett along. I mean, he's got Jimmy Garoppolo there, which at this point in time, Jimmy Garoppolo is the undisputed number 2 quarterback. So what do? You bring Stetson Bennett in, you let him get plenty of reps in games under fire, and knowing that Jimmy Garoppolo is the backup there, Vince, it just frees him up to go and work his way up the ladder. Now, I'm not saying that Jimmy Garoppolo won't get the job done if Matthew Stafford is not there, but we sure know for a fact now that in certain situations, Stetson Bennett can get the job done. And he is still young and figuring things out.
Yeah, you would think he'd be the backup quarterback at this point, Jackie, as we haven't seen Jimmy play at all. And
Matt
Stafford hasn't played. Matthew Stafford just had an epidural, so he's got some back problems. So this guy you can win with Stetson Bennett. But, talking about the Rams and the Charger game, when we look at games, we try to evaluate, we try to critique what's happening.
Right.
And I was a little bit surprised about some of the coaching decisions from the offense and defensive coordinator for the Chargers. And their defensive coordinator, as good as he's been with statistics and everything last year, Jesse Minter, he looked a little nervous to me at the end of the game. And
nervous?
More importantly, Jackie, the defense that he was in on 4th down and 10 yards from midfield from the 48-yard line, the defensive strategy and the defensive play in the secondary, why were they in a loose 2 instead of a 4x4? They had only 20 seconds left in the game. And I was thinking to myself, well, if I was a quarterback, I got a shot at the post. I got a shot down the middle here. And that's what they did. They took advantage of that post route. They completed a 40-yard pass to set up the goal-winning touchdown.
He should never have been allowed
in
to
that
run
defense.
Off in that
And I don't care if it's preseason, if it's Little League, if it's the pros, if it's the Pro Bowl, if it's the Super Bowl. I mean, you're not in that defense. And then there's 3 seconds left in the game, one more play left. Their secondary, their corners were 2 yards deep in the end zone from the 8-yard line.
Oh my goodness!
What in the world are you doing? And you can give the guy just turn around at the goal line. I'll throw you the ball, touchdown. And that's what they did.
So Vince, the coordinator's under fire with the Chargers. You're thinking, like the head coach, you don't know about the others.
I mean, I love Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, but he has to decide if this is the guy he wants. Now he did a few good defensive plays earlier in the game. I think one of the great plays of the entire game was to see, what's his name, Jackie, Ty the defensive lineman for the Chargers, drop back and pass coverage.
Yes.
He's 300 and some odd pounds.
Terah Edwards.
Okay.
That was a zone read where they dropped him in coverage, brought him back off the edge. It was a beautiful play. 300-pound guy dropping into flash. You don't see. How could he not see a 300-pound guy?
That was a good call.
Dropped into flash, threw it right straight to him. He intercepted and ran it back. Good thing Stetson was a big, strong guy, could get him on the ground.
Okay, Jackie, the other side of the field here right now. You, like Sean McVay, he had Aubrey Pleasant as the acting head coach. You think, Sean, that most of his guys are gone to other teams here right now? You got a list of people that you want to talk about here on other teams.
One of the things that must have come out of Sean McVay's upbringing, because he is a part of someone's tree as well, Bill Walsh's, I would imagine, is that you have got to prepare your coaches to be leaders of men. And Sean McVay, in my opinion, for young as he is, he has done as well preparing his coaches to be leaders of men as anybody we have seen in the last 15, 20, 30 years. I mean, he's got 5 guys, and I won't call all their names, but, LaFleur at the Packers. These guys are in contention with their teams for Super Bowl championships. And this guy, they all came from under Sean McVay. And if you look at elements of their offense, elements of their defense, these teams are being operated almost the same as the Rams are doing it under Sean McVay, and it makes a huge difference. Sean McVay learned how to do it the correct way. He learned how to install offenses. He learned how to put pressure, the right amount of pressure on a quarterback so he's consistently successful. He learned how to feature and put together an offensive line that can do routine blocks, make routine standard blocking schemes a practicality for that organization. And if you look at all of the people that are his disciples that came out from under Sean McVay, they're doing the same thing with other teams. They're more efficient with the running game. They're making sure that they have a running game and serving it up to complement a sophisticated passing offense. And that's what Sean McVay has done with the Rams here, and that's what a lot of these guys, Liam Cohen, Thomas Brown, who's Raheem Morris down at the Falcons, Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings, Brandon Staley, who was at the Chargers, now he's the assistant head coach in the league, Zach Taylor with the Bengals, Matt LaFleur, and the list goes on, and it's going to continue to grow. What he is doing right now with this young man that he has under him right now, this is the second time Aubrey Pleasant has served as a head coach from the sideline with McVay up in the press box somewhere and out of the way. Aubrey Pleasant is a leader of men. McVay recognized that. He puts him in position so he can grow this young man. And that's what you're all about. That's what the National Football League should be all about. And if you look at it now, there's a nice mixture of the races here. It's not just all white guys that McVay is putting out there. They're African-American guys here as well. He's providing opportunity, and at his age, at that young age, a lot of guys his age, Vince, will sit back and say, I got my job, let me do my job and hold on to my job. What is he doing? He's building leaders of men and putting them out there so they can be successful.
He's pounding that finger. That finger's being pounded. Vince Ferragamo, your thoughts on what Jackie said?
I take my hat off to Sean McVay.
Aubrey Pleasant was very inspirational for his team. Okay, he's very excitable. He's emotional. He gets into the heads of the players. He's one of the players on the sideline. So, and the players have responded to him. So, I mean, that was really good. Not only did he coach against the Chargers this year, he did last year and won both games. So, but again, when you look at the games and I try to analyze it, you're again looking at some of these referee calls, and I think they've been very sporadic.
Yes.
They've been inconsistent in most cases. And, in the preseason, I can see 1 or 2 missed calls, but not 5 in one game. I mean, there was a body slam to Heineke that wasn't called.
Yes.
In the beginning of the game, Quentin Johnson was running down the field. He was not only interfered with A.J. Green yanking on his jersey, he also got hit by Tanner Engel late.
Yeah,
and it was head-to-head, helmet to helmet. He was knocked out, had to get carried off the field. That's the player's safety is vital for this. There was a couple plays crossing the middle by KLS, for the Charger receiver, and there was some head hunting going on there. That's a
hitting a
defenseless receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Pass interference miscalled on KLS on another attempt. And the Stetson Bennett that was recovered for a fumble, they thought, well, his arm was moving forward. Yeah. So, I mean, that's questionable. But again, let's have some consistency moving forward so the credibility of the game will last a lifetime.
Vince, what does this mean to the fans in the stands who are placing bets? My gosh, they're advertising gambling now when we're going there, and a call goes ahead and turns the bet upside down.
Well, it's not a questionable call. It's a call that is very definable.
Yes.
And it's very clear cut.
The rules are quite clear.
Yeah, they're
that.
right clear, and you got to call it as you see it. And so this has to be enforced more so than any other change in football. The kickoff return, all this stuff, get the refereeing thing down to a science. If you can't, then have it done from just an automated artificial intelligence. Let them make all the calls. We're seeing it all throughout business today. That's what's going to have to be. Otherwise, it's going to be unfair.
They're taking the chain game out pretty much out. So
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to be using the chain game, so you might as well use artificial intelligence on some of these other calls.
Jackie Slater, number 78. No radio show is going to be talking about this. You will bring this topic up, I'm sure, or at least comment on it. No smelling salts anymore in football? Come on.
This is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe what I am hearing. I do not want to believe what I'm seeing. The NFL has come out and they have said, we are not allowing team personnel to use smelling salts on the sideline. Now, Vince, I've been knocked out 6 times.
So have I. I'm not 6 times, but I've been knocked out.
Let me say this: I've had 6 concussions because of blows to my head. Mm-hmm. That's nothing to be proud of, to be perfectly honest with you.
No.
And each and every time, sometimes it started when I was 10 yards away from the sideline. Sometimes it started when just as I got to the sideline and made it to the bench. Sometimes I was already on the bench.
Right.
But the trainer came over. He popped that ammonia smelling salt and he put it under my nose like that.
Wake you up.
And it just seared through my brain and it
brought you back up.
I was conscious again. I was aware again. I was back. I wasn't seeing the blurry faces again.
Well, you saw me in Buffalo that time I got hit.
Yeah.
Ben Williams come in there and he just leveled me. I was out.
Not only did
that's the only way I could wake up.
Not only
you tried to help me up, I was just laying there dead.
When I pull you up, I saw blood shoot out your nose.
We think it was Buffalo. We're not still quite sure.
But
anyway, Vince, the interesting thing to me is the NFL, they recognize the fact that the smelling salts does for me and does for you and does for the current players what we needed to do, and that's to help us get some accuracy in our thoughts and pull everything back together. They realize that
sanity.
They realize that's something that's positive, but they don't want to take. They want to take it out of the organization's hand to administer it. Now,
so what do they want? They want to keep you asleep.
The players can have it on the sideline, but they have to use it themselves.
How are they going to wake up and use it?
How are you going to know where it is? I couldn't remember where I put it if I put the.
There you go.
They want you to stay asleep.
What are you going to do? Hey, I think it's in my back pocket. You're out like a light.
Yes, so.
All right, your thoughts on this. Please email us onpoint@crntalk.com. Smelling salts out of football? Yes, no? Give us your thoughts. onpoint@crntalk.com.
You can't get rid of smelling salts. I've seen guys use smelling salts because they were afraid.
onpoint@crntalk.com. Don't forget our website, onpointlive.net. Check out our sponsor, harmonycheese.com. Vince Ferragamo, Jackie Slater will be back. Check them out on our YouTube channel, On Point Live with Vince and Jackie. On Point Live will be back. Welcome back. It is On Point Live. I'm Michael Horn with Vince Ferragamo and Jackie Slater. Smelling salts gone from football. I don't know. I'll tell you who needs smelling salts right now. The Los Angeles Dodgers, Vince Ferragamo.
Wow. It was impressive, though, for them to come back when it was really down and dirty. They needed to do something positive. Mookie Betts hits the home run. They beat the Padres. They swept the series, Jackie, and they did it convincingly, and it was really good. But the surprising thing, again, Dave Roberts walked out to the mound, and Vesia's pitching. Last inning, he says, "Coach, I can get him out." And, normally you go with whatever
Somebody.
the system, or hey, I
Right.
got to get my reliever in there.
Right.
He said, I'm going with the gut feeling here. I'm going with your gut. Okay, Levy, and they won the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's impressive. Let's hope the Dodgers can stay, in the lead in the West. They were a 2-game lead. Hopefully they can retain that and extend that lead, Jackie, because there's only 37 games left.
All right.
As we
and
talk
you
today.
We've got only about a minute or so left here. Vince, you have a new contest to tell us about.
Yes, Universal Appliances. With Jackie's comments about the smelling salts,
Yes.
we want to encourage our viewers out there to send us an email to have a response, and the most enlightening response to what Jackie's impressions were on whether or not the NFL should continue to take away smelling salts and not give it to the players. Please let us know. We'll send you a beautiful appliance from Universal, and we will fill you in next week of what that appliance will be, and it should be something really special.
It's cut and dry. I think most football fans want the healthy players, but they also want players to be, out there. They want them out there. So if smelling salts is going to get your best player back on the field, and it's not outlawed, it's just who's administering it, then that's got to be hands down. Let the teams continue to administer it so you can get the best players back out there.
It's just going to wake you up, Jackie, is what it does.
So we want to hear your comments. I want to hear your opinions about this particular subject. And if you give us whoever has the best opinion, we're going to send you an appliance, toaster, microwave. We don't know what it is.
Might be a refrigerator.
Might be a refrigerator.
A wine cooler. I'm not sure. We'll find out what it is.
But it's going to be really nice. We just got to hear what you say
Let me give
about
the
the
email
smelling
address.
sauce.
You got to send it to onpoint@crntalk.com. Your thoughts, smelling salts out of football. onpoint@crntalk.com. Give us your comments on that one, and we'll announce a winner in the next few weeks. That's our show, everybody. We'll see you next time. Check out harmonycheese.com, onpointlive.net. And for Vince and Jackie, final thoughts, guys?
What do we say, Jackie? Stay on point.